Stress. We've all experienced it, but what exactly does it do? Hi, I'm Jesse Wu, your host, and today we're going to talk about stress. According to the American Psychological Association, stress is defined as the pattern of specific and non-specific responses an organism makes to stimulus events that disturb its equilibrium and tax or exceed its ability to cope. Now we go to Jessica, who experiences acute stress often. Jessica is a student at Newport High School. She is part of the girls' varsity tennis team and just played against their rival school, Skyline. So do you ever feel stressed when you play tennis?
Yeah, I usually feel stressed right before a big match. Example is like when we were playing against Skyline. Like right before we were playing them, they were like the number 2 doubles team, and they had really good serves, and they played against our number 1 singles, so I was really nervous playing them going in. And I remember in the beginning of the match, my hands would be like super sweaty, and then when I played on my tennis racket, I'd feel the grip be really sticky on my hand. And then while we were playing, my hand was actually shaking the whole time for some reason, and it wasn't a really great feeling. But during that match afterwards, I was pretty fine. But it happens to everyone.
Like most other people, Jessica suffers from acute stress. Acute stress is a short-term stress such as anxiety before a test or nervousness before a piano recital. Acute stress generally isn't harmful, but overdoing short-term stress can lead to headaches and other mild physical symptoms. Another form of acute stress is episodic acute stress, where these short-term stresses happen a bit more often than usual, such as multiple times a week. This occurs most often in students. Now, Jessica is a perfect example of someone who experiences acute stress like the rest of us. But what happens when stress is long-term and dangerous? To learn more about chronic stress, we headed over to Swedish Hospital to talk to Dr. Kunal Gangopadhyay.
I'll talk to you briefly about chronic stress. And from a layman's perspective, chronic stress may arise from economy, from society, from job, from worries about money, and various other things. Now, chronic stress has effect on every part of the human body and mind. Chronic stress might make a person anxious, depressed, can cause sleep disturbances, can push a person to take refuge to substance abuse, make him addicted to various substances, and it can also affect any system of the human body. So it can cause, say for example, in cardiovascular system, it can cause high blood pressure or hypertension, coronary artery disease or ischemic heart disease. It can also cause stroke. It can affect the gastrointestinal system and cause problems like irritable bowel syndrome and various other digestive disorders. It can also cause chronic pain. Chronic pain is something which is very difficult to treat, and stress in a chronic setting can also cause obesity, weight gain, and that by itself can cause various other problems, including all the one I described, and diabetes and other problems.
Stress as a short-term phenomenon starts with a stimulus. The stimulus causes the hypothalamus in the brain to send nerve impulses to the adrenal medulla. The adrenal medulla then releases epinephrine and norepinephrine to increase heart rate, blood pressure, and metabolic rate for heightened response and functionality. When stress becomes long-term, the hypothalamus releases hormones to the anterior pituitary for it to signal the adrenal cortex to produce mineralocorticoids and glucocorticoids. This results in suppression of the immune system and increased blood sugar with breaking down of all available glucose. High school students are known especially to be very prone to stress. Here are some tips for high school students to relieve some stress. Our suggested ways of relieving stress are taking a power nap, listening or playing music, playing sports, yoga, meditation, playing with your pets, going for a hike, playing video games, and doing anything else you love. Well, that concludes what I wanted to say about stress. I hope watching this video bettered your understanding. With that in mind, take some time off your day to relax and de-stress. Your body will thank you later. I'm Jesse Wu, your host, and I'll see you next time.